Hi, this is JP again. We have completed lesson 3, which is creating this vanity, and lesson 4, which is where I teach you how to get all these components from the 3D warehouse. So let's continue. The only thing lacking is the other details like the mirror here, the lighting fixture on this side, and the tiles on the wall. So let's just group all this first, the vanity as well as the other components, make that into a group and then hide. Okay, I want to do the floor first. So for us to do the floor, we will just trace back this area again, but remember this part where the door is recessed, we should also have floor there. So the easiest thing to do is just hide this, the floor plan, and then trace it from underneath. Okay, so we can see it from there. So to do the floor, I will just trace it, creating rectangle or maybe this, but for this I will use rectangle. So just from this corner to this corner, okay, and then from the outside again, outside of the wall, which is this part up to this part, create another rectangle. Okay, so one corner to other corner. Now these are two separate rectangles. We want it to be one, so we will just delete this line that is dividing both. So just select it and hit delete on your keyboard. Okay, now you have the floor. Okay, now let's unhide the vanity first so we know where that ends. Edit, unhide last. Okay, so we can create another guideline from this. Let's hide that again. So click, right click, hide. Okay, and then let's create another guideline from underneath. So that's, you will use the tape measure again, T, from this side, and then check where that ends, which should be here. Okay, so click another. That locks in the guideline, so we can hide it again. So let's hide, not that one, we don't want to hide the floor, we just want to hide this. Hide. Okay, now they're all gone again. Why do I need to get that? Because I want to make sure where it ends, because I want to make a skirting all around. So because this is basic, I will just give you a very simple way to do the skirting. So we will have to make it from scratch. To do that, just I'll do it here outside so it's easier for you to see. Okay, so let's create a rectangle again, maybe 150 by 30. Okay, so that's 150. So use the rectangle or R on your keyboard, click on one corner and then drag, and then to have us an exact measurement, type it on your keyboard again, 150, comma, and then 30. Okay, that's it. And we will do some molding. Okay, just imagine you're cutting the skirting into half, so what you will see there. So let's just make it up. Maybe it will have round face here, so I will use the arc tool and then select anywhere. It doesn't have to be exact, then create an arc there, and that will go down maybe 40. So I'll just type in 40 and then maybe create another arc here, There you go. Okay, and then let's create another arc here. Okay, that will be the profile of our skirting. So remember, the width of the wall is 1,800, or if you're not sure, that's okay, but I can remember from lesson 1 that the width is 1,800. Let's check again. To check, just click on tape measure, click on one side, and then click to the next side. It will give you the measurement, which is, I'm correct, 1,800. So let's push this to 1,800. Okay, so that's P, then push, type in on your keyboard 1,800, enter. There you go. So let's make it into a group. Make group, make component, because there are several sides. We're only using it into 3 sides. Okay, so now that we have that, let's rotate. Remember, rotate tool is this one, or Q on your keyboard. Q, click on one corner, click another time, and then rotate. Okay, now it's on the red axis. Now let's just move it inside where the floor is. So M, select the corner, which is this corner, and then put it where you want it, which is here. Okay, let's see. There you have skirting there. Okay, so to get everything, to have skirting all around, we just copy. So to copy, M, control, let's do that again. So click on arrow, M, control, now it's copy, and then grab it, click again, then let's rotate again, which is Q, click on one corner, click on another one, and then rotate. It's 90 degrees, so click there. Now let's put that in this corner. So move, and then let's look underneath to see the corner. So there you go, that's the corner. Now we have skirting on the other side. Let's do that again on the other side. So that's copy, M, control, click, and then move. So let's rotate again because it should be facing the other way. Q, and click on the origin, wherever, it doesn't matter, we just want it to face the other side. Click again, and then rotate. That's 180 degrees, so type in 180, enter, and then let's move the corner again to where it should be for you to see. Look underneath and put it to that corner. Okay, now this skirting is a bit over. Okay, so for us to resize, remember in lesson 1 we used the tool scale, so use scale again, which is this, or S on your keyboard, S, and then stretch that, move it up to here. Okay, now we want one more here. Okay, so let's copy again, M, control, just move, and then you want this corner to move to this corner. There you go, and then S again, S again, and then stretch inside. Okay, maybe we'll do to this side because it's a lot easier to see. Okay, so S, stretch, and then move it here. Okay, now this one we stretch again, so S, get this right the middle. Okay, there are 9 dots there, right? So use the one right at the middle and then stretch that to where your guideline is. Okay, now that you got all the skirting there, we will group it. So click on shift on your keyboard and then select all the skirtings, right click, and then make group. Okay, now you got all the skirtings there. Okay, now just to make it easier for us, we'll just make the molding for the door simple. Okay, it doesn't have to have any curve, so let's just create another rectangle. So select one corner and then select to another corner. Okay, now we got a rectangle. Let's offset to 100. So offset is F, or this one. Okay, so F and then 100 going outside. Okay, now let's push that out, maybe 30. So push or P on your keyboard, so 30, maybe just 10. Okay, there you go. Oh, let's make it up to here, which is 15. Okay, that should be just right. Okay, let's delete the rectangle inside. Just click it where it is, and then hit delete when this one changes into the one with the dots. Okay, so delete. Now let's double click this just to make it into a group. Let's delete that line again. It created another line when we made the rectangle, so let's delete that line. Let's make it into a group. Okay, select that, right click, make group. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay, now look at this. This side is showing the wall, right? And we don't want to show the wall, so maybe we should edit the door. So to edit the door, click on the door, click here, and then it's group inside the wall. So right click, edit group, then click again, right click, edit component. Okay, now that's an edit component. We'll just either push this inside for another, let's say 10, or we just push this up to here. Okay, and then that's it. Okay, there you go. Or we could edit the group and then push the wall inside. So that's the wall. You don't actually see it, but there, it's moving. It should 5. Let's just move it 5, and then another 5. It doesn't really matter when you're doing just the model and you're not rendering, but when you're rendering, you should do that, because it will reflect a different way. Okay, so now we have the skirting there, and of course if we have a skirting up there, we should also have a molding or a trim up here, just to make it a little nicer. So how about let's do another trim at the top. So again, just how we did the skirting for the floor, let's do the molding for the top by creating a surface, which is let's say 100. So just select rectangle, 100, comma, another 100. Okay, there you go, you have a rectangle there. So let's use the arcs again. Arc here, it doesn't matter, up to you, just let your creativity flow. So that's one arc, and then another arc here probably. Okay, and then an arc going inside. Very classic. Okay, so erase, and then let's do the same. Push for 1800. Okay, triple click, make group, make component. Okay, for the lesson 4, 5, and 6, I'm doing it a little bit faster, because by now you should be able to know you should be able to be familiar with the tools. So I will not do it very slow. Anyway, you do have time to practice, so that's okay. So let's rotate, Q, rotate. Okay, let's do another rotate, Q. There you go. So let's move that here, and then let's copy it to the other side. M, control, copy, and then Q to rotate everything. Q 180. Okay, let's do that again. M, copy, M control, and then let's copy here, and then Q to rotate to 90 degrees, Q, and then 90. There you go. Oops, Q, click again, and then 90. Okay, so S to make it longer, which is scale. Let's push it all the way back here. Okay, and then copy that again. M, control, copy, and then I put it there, and then rotate from pinpoint Q, rotate 180. Okay, let's make it into a group. And I like it to have a little bit more of design for the ceiling. So how about we move it down? Let's say 150 or maybe 250. Okay, and then let's edit this molding. What I'm going to do is just edit the component. Remember, we made it into a component. So edit group, edit component. Okay, so I will just copy this component, make it a double molding. There you go. So remember, did you see that when I copied from one component, everything else followed? So now that we have that, maybe I want to have another trim here, so I will copy this line, and then M control, move it here, maybe 30, and then push up. There you go. So now you have double molding for the top. Okay, so now that you have trim there and a trim there, let's do the floor. I originally wanted to include this for the advanced course, but since you've been very nice to me, I will include it now. But if you want to know further, if you want to know more, to understand it in detail, please do enroll for my advanced course, which will be a lot. I will share a lot of tricks, a lot of doing it faster and easier. So for now, what I'm going to teach you is how to put material that is not included here in the preset materials. You can actually add your own material. So if you have a specific material that you want to use, you can do that. So I'll just get something from my library. Okay, I want to get a marble design, which is white marble, which is this. So this is part of my library, and if you enroll in my advanced course, you will be able to see how I collected this and where how I will be able to use it inside the SketchUp. So just everything else that we've done to import inside our SketchUp model, what we will do is just drag it. So from here, drag it inside. Okay, there. Now we have it inside, because now that we have that, we will be able to use that. Right click, explode, and then get this, the sample paint or teardrop tool, click that, and then click inside. There you go. Now you got that. Okay, so now that we have that material inside our library, you will see it here. Now it's in here. There. Okay, you will be able to use that for our material. So now that we have that, just click on B or select it here, and then paint that as our material. So now we have that as a floor. Okay, now can you see it? Everything is looking a little bit nicer. Okay, edit. Now, okay. Now let's put everything together. Not everything, just the trim and the floor. Make it into a group, and then let's unhide the components that we hid before. There you go. So now that we have this, I will just edit this one and delete the previous sample counter. Oops. Edit group again and then delete this. Now I have an extra lavatory there. Okay. I did not move it into where exactly I want to move it in lesson 4, because I created lesson 3 and lesson 4 separately. Now that we have it here, now is the time that we move it into correct position. So for us to get where these 2 lavatories should go, I would have to get the midpoint. Okay, so click here, tape measure, and get the midpoint, which is there. Now let's add another line so we can see the midpoint for that half. Okay, so use this as a guideline again, T, and then look for the midpoint. There you go, that's the midpoint. Now we want to see the midpoint from this side as well. Okay, there. Okay, so now that we have that midpoint, we can move this edit group and then move the lavatory. Okay, it's still in a group. I know it's still in a group, so right click, edit group again. Right click, edit group again. No. How about let's explode? Okay, explode. Let's hide this first. Okay, explode again. Explode. Okay, because it's locked twice, because it's grouped twice. So edit group. Let's move this to where the center is. So we will see the center right there. Just a little bit more. Okay, there you go. So that's the center. You can just delete this and copy it again. So M control. Oh, let's get the midpoint again. This is 435. So let's do another 435 guideline. Okay, so copy, M control, okay, that's it. Now this faucet or tap, we move both sink a little bit forward, so move maybe 50. Okay, there. Now let's move this tap here to where is the center. There you go. Let's move it a bit backward. 40. Okay, and then copy it again. So just select where the midpoint of that side and then copy it again there. Okay, now we can group all this together. Make group. Okay, this is our lighting fixture. So it's just rotate Q, rotate 180 degrees, enter, and then let's move it here. Let's move it up. Okay, I will not put it into the exact location first because I want to decide on where the mirror would go. Okay, so how about let's put it 150 from here, and then typical height of a person is about 150 to 180, or I mean 1.8, 1.5 to 1.8. So let's make it, if this is 800, maybe another 850. Let's see. That's a bit shorter. How about we just level it right up to the molding of the door so it doesn't look weird. Okay, so let's just align it up to that point. So T for the guideline, get it from here, and then and where the door is. Okay, so let's use that. Okay, now let's get the midpoint again. Okay, this is 900. You want to get the midpoint of both sides, so I'm just doing 2 lines again to get the midpoint. I did not do it in the same line, so it's just easier for us to see. So get the guideline midpoint, get the guideline from the guideline midpoint. There you go. How about we get 300, 270, 270. Yeah, 270 is about right because we want to put a space for the lighting fixture. So 270 again. So 270 again. So that's creating just guidelines from the midpoint to one side to the other side. So 270 again. Okay, now let's delete the lines we created just to get the midpoints. Oops. Hey, that's okay. If we delete that, that's fine. We'll just do another guideline from there and then align it here. Okay, so this will be our mirror. So let's create the mirror by creating a rectangle. R, select from one corner to another corner. Okay, and then let's push it to 20. Of course, the mirror has molding as well. We can do that to the same way as we did the trim and the molding, but just to make it easier and more simple, we'll just offset it inside for another 50, and then push for 5. So P and then 5, enter, and then push another offset again, so that's F, maybe another 10 inside, and then push again, going down to another 10. Okay, so since we have the material for the gold here, we'll just get that by using sample paint. Click on that and then click here. Okay, now you got that gold background. We will use that to paint the borders or the frame of the mirror. So B, and then select that again. Okay, now we have painted all the sides. When I'm rendering, I'm usually just painting this a black and then change the properties for the mirror here when I do the render. But because you're not doing any render first, we'll just use this mirror one, which you can also get from here, glass and mirrors. So just use this. So click on that. So that will be our mirror. Of course, don't forget to paint the outside as well. There we go. Okay, now there are 2 mirrors, so of course, as you know how I work, I always make it into a group and then make it into a component again. Okay, so let's just copy that. M, control, get from this corner and move it to another corner. Okay, now we can see where this lighting fixture should be because we already have the height for the mirror. So create another guideline from this. Just select where is the midpoint of that mirror. Where are you? Okay, there. So that's the midpoint. So let's just move this, edit group, Control X. I want it outside of the group of the lavatory and the faucet. Okay, close that group, right click, close, edit, paste in place. Okay, let's move up. Okay, now let's look on the other side just to make sure it's touching the wall. It's not. You can see it's not touching the wall. So for us to make sure, let's get this part, okay, and then put it right there. We want it to be exact middle. So it's still not touching the wall, so let's move again, M, and then see that, there you go. So maybe that's 30 there, just barely touching the wall. So let's move, get this point and then move it here. Then move it down again just to get the exact middle. Okay, if it's not exact, that's okay. So let's just copy that. So that's M, control, and then get this and then eyeball it up to this area. M, control, copy, and then move. We're not moving. Try again. Okay, M, control, copy. Why it's not moving? Okay, I have it. I do have it. I just can't see it. Okay, there. So if it happens to you that you don't see it, just move your, just pan your view on a different angle. Almost there. Okay, one more. Copy again. Wait. M, control, and then copy from that corner, and then move it to this corner. Okay, now let's delete guides, edit, delete guides, edit, and hide all, and hide all. Okay, so our model is done. We just have to add the ceiling, but you don't have to do that now. And then add whatever details you want to add. Let's say you want to add towel ring here, or another bar here, or maybe make this wall into the same tiles as the floor, which is the marble white, you can do that as well. So it's really up to your creativity, your imagination of what you want to do next. How about, okay, let's hide this, because I want to add another maybe full-size mirror here, and maybe a towel ring here. Okay, so we could do that as well. I think I have that in my I think I also downloaded a component for the towel ring for that part as well, so we'll just add it here. And oh, and you can also add a doorknob here, so you can add the details later on. It really depends on you on what you want to see in your design. So about this window, it would be nice if it also has a trim, just like the wall, I mean just like the door. So how about let's add that. So make another rectangle, click there, fillet, I'm not fillet, offset another 50, and then push out maybe 15, and then delete the inside, make it into a group. So from here you can be as creative as you want, and we want to see a little bit more of contrast from the vanity to the wall, so we can change the material. So to get the material, just click on sample paint, click here, and then edit. So we could lower it down to make it a little bit lighter. There you go. Okay, now that I changed the wall, I can see that one lighting fixture is not right, or not at the correct height, so I'll just move that, make group, or maybe I move it a little bit here, select that again, move, oops, okay, shift again, move maybe 30, and then move it down to where, okay, there you go. So okay, let's just make everything into a group. I'll just select all and then make it into a group as well. So now I'll save it as lesson 5. You can add in as much detail as you want. How about let's add some vase or some other decorative materials. We could do that. Remember in lesson 4 I showed you where to get the components. You could download as much components as you want and add it in all there. Of course, it's up to you to know if it's a little bit too much, or if it's still lacking. So let's just get into my library. I have downloaded quite a few. So where is that? Okay, SketchUp, no, not material library. I want to go to SketchUp components, and then I want to go to decor and accessories. Okay, so I could use what else do I want to add? How about we add this? Okay, we could do that. Just drag it inside and it will go inside. And now I want to put this just to add a little bit of color in our model. Okay, I'll add this one as well. And what else? Maybe this one as well. So I will just build my model and get back to you with the finished product. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the lessons, and I will release, as I've said, I will release an advanced lesson which will show a lot of tricks like the follow me tool, like creating animation. You could actually make animation, and you can select scenes, so it will be easier for you to present to your client, and it will be on automatic. So that will be a great tool or a great additional skill for you to know, especially if you want to use this, if you want to use SketchUp to present to your clients for your let's say design boards. If you want to create an animation walkthrough, SketchUp can do that as well. So I'll get back to you soon, and I hope that you enjoy this lesson. Bye.